the natural landscape from the air is, to me, one of the highlights of my Australian life.
Now 92, Richard Woldendorp was born in Utrecht, the Netherlands, in 1927 and arrived in Australia in 1951.
Australia wanted work. And the first, because I knew when they said, what do you want to do? And I said, oh, I painted portraits and I painted landscape. Oh, they said, well, you can't do that here. You got to paint houses. And that. So they advised me to paint houses. Of the first clients I had was MMA, which is Meg Robertson's Airlines. And they sent me up to paint the headquarters in Derby. That was so interesting. Well, the other two were painting. I sometimes went with one of the pilots on the outpost to deliver goods so that I could see what the world. And then I took my camera with me because I had a camera then as well. And I took pictures, my first pictures. And I became aware of aerial photography for the first time.
In the decades since, he has shown the nation and the world an Australia few could imagine from the ground through 38 exhibitions and 27 books. His wife, Lynn, has been an important partner in his career, taking care of business on the ground.
What year did you go back to Holland?
In the 55. And just to see the family again.
And that's really when you got your first camera and...
Yeah, that's...
Just to record the trip?
I had a folding camera that clapped open and folded out, and then you have to put it in the right position, and you have a tiny little viewfinder on top of it. So it was very, very interesting, but a good beginning to learn about photography and appreciate all the results from it. But the film only produced 10 pictures. So you don't just click away, and this is the very important thing in the beginning when you have this film, 10 pictures only, that you are very slow. Should I take it? No. I don't think it's good enough. Yeah, here. Well, maybe I take this one. Maybe. So you might only take 10 pictures in a whole day, one film. And then it had to be processed.
Let's have a look at some of the early black and white.
In 1961, he won first and third prizes in a national portrait competition ahead of professional photographers across Australia. Actress Judy McCabe was the sitter for the winning work, and migrant concrete workers featured in the winning third prize photograph. He would go on to be acclaimed as Professional Photographer of the Year 7 times. He has been named as a Western Australian State Living Treasure and was honoured with an Order of Australia for services to the arts as a landscape photographer.
You got £100 for that and £10 for that.
Yes.
So it's interesting because people don't know you as this side of you, of how it all started and
well, those colour didn't exist at that time, and it was very difficult to guarantee proper colour.
The Woldendorps based themselves in the Perth Hills, where inexpensive land also lured many artists to the area.
Rose Skinner, David Fuchs-Taylor, early one.
And the good-looking Wim Boyser band.
Very early in the piece.
Kate O'Connor, yeah, amazing portrait.
They influenced me also because I wanted to be a landscape painter. So the transition from a landscape painter for me to a photographer was very much in association with talking to them.
Bob Juniper, he encouraged you. That was in the 60s. So it was interesting because he used elements from your aerial photos a bit later on.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
He used a lot. And I travelled with him through Australia as well. I went to Cape York with him.
And you travelled with George.
George Haynes.
It was a great time, an exchange of ideas. I liked it. And that has led into colour prints, large colour.
Yeah.
Well, this is colour.
Well, it is taken from our window across the valley.
Richard's first book in the 1960s produced a collaboration with bird photographer Peter Slater.
And the very successful one, which was going to be your last, but I said I've heard that before, so out of the blue.
So aerial. And
once more showing Australians what they have, only from the air.
For Richard, every flight over the landscape is one of discovery and an opportunity to be constantly surprised as the landscape is revealed below. He uses no enhancements or digital manipulation, preferring to show what he sees in its truest form.
Hey, I'm meeting you.
You got here at last, son.
Yeah, well,
All right, you ready to fly?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
well,
All right, I'll just
wait
open
here.
this up and I'll be right with you.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Pilot Jan Ende has been flying with Richard for over 50 years.
I call him Great Waldo because Waldo is what he is and that's what we fly together, and he refers to me as the pilot.
Okay.
You're the boy? Okay. You got your seatbelt sorted?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
beautiful.
Okay. Coming back a bit with this one? Okay.
Well, I managed to win what was known as a milk run contract with a little company that nobody had ever heard of and would probably never hear of again. They were called Mount Newman Mining Company, and they were building a railway line. And I finished up with 12 aircraft based in Port Hedland, running between Port Hedland and Mount Newman as the railway line was built. Richard was employed by Mount Newman to do the archival photography, and that's when we first started flying together. That had been back in 67 or so. And we've been flying continuously, probably 6 or 7 times around Australia now. I doubt very much that he could enjoy it any less. We bathed in it, the pair of us. He used to look forward to going flying. We'd set off from Perth. We never fired flight plans or anything like that. We just took off, and we didn't really know where we were going. We just wandered all over Australia. Penny, my wife, was in the right-hand seat, and she did the catering and the general looking after us both. And we would giggle and snaffle our way around Australia and go and find targets of opportunity, looking primarily for patterns and colours. And we would all sort of take note of various things that we thought would make a good photo. And I particularly picked one that was the bottom end of Ningaloo Reef. One day we were flying down Sun and turned, and out of the left-hand window was the best picture for the whole trip. I said, Waldo, left window, quick, now. And that photo is in fact on my wall at home, 4 feet by 4 feet, a magnificent convergence of the colours of the ocean.
Good afternoon, India Hotel India, this is 185 Delta for departure by Yanjiba, ready.
I had been under contract to a company known as the Lands and Surveys Department of Government Mapping, and I'd done a lot of high altitude aerial mapping and a lot of oblique photography of project things like marinas and the like. And I somehow instinctively knew where to position the aeroplane so that Richard could take advantage of the position of the aeroplane to get his photos that he wanted. We're always just hunting for that opportunity, and that's reflected, I think you'll find, in our latest book, Out of the Blue, which Richard, I think, is a very fine contribution, yeah.
Thank you.
Got the camera?
Yep.
That's the shot.
That's it. Hey.
Well done, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah, very,
Okay,
very
I'll
good
see you
flight.
in the hangar.
Very good flight. I do feel even today that the past is not so important as the future. That's why I'm still looking around for subjects, for things, what I can do. You know, retirement is not a possibility.